Okay. Just making sure that everything is fine and that everybody can hear me. Please let me know if you cannot hear me or if there's something wrong or something goes wrong. I trust on you to be my eyes and ears. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Josh Mokwena. I'm your host, and this, of course, is a special presentation, a watch-along that is happening today on the 31st. Yeah, man? This is why we check these things. On the 31st of August, we have Orlando Pirates versus Chippa United. Orlando Pirates playing away. Welcome, everybody. Please remember that the Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, or Bafana or Banyana are in action. We will be here watching this game live together. You are able to jump in and tell me exactly how you're feeling. If you want to add your voice to the show, you can just press the multi-guest button on TikTok. So go to the multi-guest button on TikTok, and then you'll be able to jump in and we can have a conversation about whatever it is that we are seeing that is happening out here. Sorry, somebody keeps trying to jump in on co-host. Now, anyway, guys, so if you want to add your voice, please, multi-guest button, bottom of your screen on TikTok. So those watching on YouTube, join me right now on TikTok. Then you click on the button at the bottom of your screen that says multi-guest. It's got a blue figure hugging a pink figure. I'll let you in and we have a conversation about whatever it is that is happening during the game. How it normally works is that I'm going to let 5 people in at halftime to come and have a chat with me. Then, if we can get to 25,000 likes, I will keep it open and everybody will be able to jump in and give me a minute or two of what they're thinking in the second half. Now, Chippa United versus Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates started badly. With 2 losses from their first 2 games, but they have rebounded to find themselves number 9 on the log, 4 games played. 2 wins, no draws, and 2 losses. Then, of course, on the other side, you have Chippa, who looked to have started great. Looked like they were going to start great. Looked like they had something cooking there with Coach Padela, drawing with Mamelodi Sundowns in one of their first games. And then it's been downhill from there, and they find themselves with just that draw versus Sundowns and 3 losses. In their first 4 games, they've only scored 2 goals and they've conceded 7 goals up to this point for a grand total of 1 point, whereas Orlando Pirates has scored 3 and conceded 3 for a grand total of 6 points. Now, in the last 5 games that these 2 teams have played, Chippa United has 3 losses and 2 draws. Last 2 games out being a loss on the 26th versus Richards Bay. And then on the 19th, they lost 4-1 to TS Galaxy. Then Orlando Pirates beat Orbit College the last time we saw them on the 26th. Then on the 23rd, they knocked Mamelodi Sundowns out of the MTN 8. Then, in the last 5 games that these 2 have played against each other, it's still not looking very good for Chippa, who have no wins from this game. There's only been 1 draw, and Pirates has won 4 of the last 5, and apparently they've won 8 of the last 9. Last game out was the 5th of March 2025 when Orlando Pirates beat Chippa United 1-0 away. Before that, on the 18th of September, they also did the same thing, beating Chippa 2-1. Guys, starting lineups, we have Nwabali, the Nigerian giant, Nwabali in goal. Figueiredo, Fasika, Mfetane, Malawa, Mini, Siabi, Stole, Kamis, Mudise, and Filenda coming out for Chippa United. Then, of course, you have Orlando Pirates, who have Chain in goal. There's Siema, there's Mbogazi, there's Hoto. Libito makes it back into the team. There's Nduli, there's Mbata, there's a Tito in the squad. Then, of course, the man of the moment, Kasongo,
Kasongo, Mombali Nanga. Kasongo, Mbwana.
Bariki Kasongo, Sibelebele. Then we have Apolis and Mahopa making up that Pirates starting lineup. That is how the 2 teams are lining up. Hey, but now what's happening here? That is how the 2 teams are lining up right now. Please remember, guys, there is a timer that is right there. So if you want to know whatever the time is, it's right there. And remember, this is a watch along. It's not a watch. I can't even imagine the type of money that I would need to have in order to own the rights to show you the game. So I don't feel like getting sued by Supersport or the PSL or even Betway. So unfortunately, we'll not be showing the game on this screen, but we will be talking to each other there in the comments. Zuva says Academy versus senior team. Here's what's crazy. So we spoke about Upatela leaving. We spoke about Nyatama also leaving. Now they finally got their coach in Chippa United, and it's Luke Amel. Luke Amel, famous for winning was it the Nedbank? Was the Nedbank or the topic? Was it Nedbank with Free State Stars? He's back in the country. Why is it? This is what I don't understand. Eh? I understand you want to make changes. I understand that maybe Patela was not the right guy. But does this feel like a forward change, or does it feel like one of those changes where they're just going back to the same guys, stability coaches who may not have done anything crazy within the league? He wasn't even sure in the interview. They asked him if he's good to be back. He said, yeah, I think it's the third or fourth time he's been back. He's unsure. To just show you good, they're just out here coming back every single time. Yes? Do you even put in a CV anymore? Does the team call you? So that's going to be very interesting. A change of styles. We saw Chippa United, the Chippa United that played versus Sundowns, was a very positive Chippa United. It was a team that was pressing high, that was pressing strong, and they were really trying to win the ball back high and pressurize the Sundowns. They're actually the people that showed us a little bit of Sundowns' weaknesses this year, or what we should look at as Sundowns' weaknesses this year in terms of them playing out from the back. It was exposed by Chippa, of course, getting that draw. But then you look at the Pirates. Hey, there's a man on the bench there, Unsundwane. It's funny because we spoke about a game, Richards Bay, where Unsundwane was right there. Unsundwane was right there, who we thought would be a player that's going to take advantage of gaps that are left if your left and right back like to go up. So he is there on the bench, former Richards Bay player Unsundwane. I want to see if maybe they make that sub in the second half for Chippa there. Chippa, of course, last on the log. We destroyed Sundowns. Hey, speculator. TV says, bangadliwa abantu ngoba ngizohleka. Uhleka bani guys? Ungahleki umakhi man. Ungahleki umakhi. Paris playing like Kaizer Chiefs. Mr. K playing like an unbeaten Kaizer. I come in peace. Peace, love, and an unbeaten run. Okay, so what do we have to look out for? What I'm enjoying about what Coach Wadu has done, I think it's what we've been advising. Think about your squad, look at the players that you have, and realize that some players match with some players. So I don't think Mabasa would ever match with Sibilibili and Apolis. And in comes Makgopa, because Makgopa is very unselfish, and he allows the players to play off of him. Which is a very important thing, especially if you want to get your wingers into the game. There's a reason why Sibelebele are leading. Pirates has a very strong wing playing culture that they've had for as long as we've known them. So your striker sometimes needs to be a little bit unselfish. They need to want to make that pass. They need to want to win that first ball. They need to want to bring Apolis into the game a little bit more so that they can play from that perspective. So that is why Makgopa makes it in. Maybe in the second half, when you start transitioning, that is when you bring in labo bantu abomabasa abombule. You start looking for them, for more of the movement from your striker, for more of a finish, especially if it's like you're losing 1-0. But I think he's now understood that you have to choose one or the other. You can't just play everyone. You can't just put Apolis and Tito and Mfukeng and Mapasa and Mbule. You can't do those things. So I'm liking this from him, that I think he's shown a little bit of an ability to analyze what has gone wrong in the past. Now, in the middle, that's still going to be the question. Umbata, no. Non-Nduli. Again, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Nduli is a bad player. I'm just saying that Umakaula understood the role of defending, pure defense and covering the defense a lot more than Nduli. But Unduli does have a little bit of a midfield general in him, and maybe him and Mbata can actually step up. Mbata, of course, tends to hide sometimes when the ball is coming or they're trying to play the ball out. So in the past few weeks, you've been seeing him taking a little bit of a step forward and being more of a progressive 8. So we're probably going to see a lot more shots from him, hopefully. We're going to see him a little bit more active up on top of the pitch. The one big question that we have, obviously, is Utito Maswanganyi, who seems to have been swallowed up by a lot of what's happening at Pirates. Utito gets overshadowed, and that's my worry about Utito. He gets overshadowed. You look at the Apolises, you look at your Mbules, there are players that have egos, character. You feel them, Mabakona, when it's tunes, right? You know when they're playing. Whereas Utito, in the past few games, hasn't quite come to the party, even getting substituted early. I believe it was in the last game. So I'd love to see him step back into the game. I'd love to see him maybe play more of that supporting role with Apolis, allowing Apolis to play the ball and him being a support player. I think he enjoys doing that more than completely creating on his own. Even when he was hot, remember, it used to be him going towards the left-hand side and playing Nomfukeng. You see, as he's doing right now with Usbelebele. That's what I think this Tito needs to do now. That's what he needs to do now. He's no longer the focal point of Pirates' attack of that team. Playing like last year's Kaizer Chiefs. Okay, Mr. King. Mahopa is a distractor, says Simba. Yeah, no, he's a distractor, but he also does a lot, like dropping into the 10 to allow runs behind him, winning the first ball to allow them to cheat. There we go. Who scored? Is it him again? Oh, Kitito. Oh, Kitito. Oh, yeah, Vugi Pirates, guys.
Jesus is much. But it's a Sam. You make a Sam. It's a Sam. You make a Sam. It's a much.
Oh, Chigilizito. Tito needs to go back to the old Tito. Angal Pola Lama fans, says Simba. Musa says, don't you think Tito's overrated? No, look, what he scored now is what I think needs to happen, right? He shouldn't be responsible for the first ball. He should be playing off of what's happening around him. There goes Mahupa again. Mahupa was like, hey, Tito, Bambacho, Tito. Even though he didn't touch the ball much, I think he still gets the assist. Evidence, Mahopa. Musa says, Lolly proved me wrong. Well, it's not wrong completely, but if you can play this role, I think almost playing as a striker, a free role striker, I think that's going to happen with the Tito. Where Tito? Where Tito? Where Tito? Where Tito? Okay, there we go. Tito Maswanganyi opens the scoring for Orlando Pirates, who take a 1-0 lead in the 10th minute of the game. Here they come again. Can Mahupa lay it off once more? Hey, they're really trying to give Tito more goals, eh? Pirates not allowing sevens, guys. They were right there. What's happening? Oh, a little bit too cute there. Instead of taking the shot, trying to lay off for Tito in a very tight space. There's that long ball. Okay, Tito. Okay, Tito. Guys, I forgot to ask. What are you guys saying the score is going to be? How do you guys see this game shaking out? I know Pirates have scored right now. Do you think that it's going to be a complete demolition of Chippa, or does it stay a little bit close? Please let me know. Simba says, I like our coach by making sure that if you don't up your game, uzohlala kuma-stands. Mabia say, how are you? 2-1. 2-1, and then Lilo says 3-0. Ow. Okay. Let's see how the game is gonna play out. I've got Pirates winning. Oh wow. There's no defense at Chippa. Chippa doesn't mind a complete demolition, says Zuva. Musa says Orlando Pirates will win 2-0. Walker says 3-0 or 4. 3-0 or 4, just the light one. Lilo says Chippa have a lot of mistakes. They do. That defense. They should actually be glad that Mfukeng is not on the pitch. They should actually be glad. Because if you do what they're doing, Mfukeng, I shame. Simba says, I see a 2-1. Nus Belebel is going to score. Okay, Uzokor. Okay. Hey man, which one is this now? Here comes Pirates again on the counter. Now Mahopa. Ngwana says he's going to lose the ball. He lost the ball. Ngwana says, man, I still don't like him being on the wing. He likes to go towards the wing. But I guess that's going to open space for Rutito. Mara, I don't like him going to the wing, eh? It's so funny. Pirates uses Mahopa very differently to like how Hugo Bros uses Mahopa. Mahopa for Hugo Bros is a route one ball winner. If you can't play the ball out from the back, you just play it directly up the center of the pitch. Mahopa wins that first ball, and you have everybody else compete for. So he wins the first header, then everybody competes for the ball when it falls, and you cheat to get into the attacking spaces, right? That's how Hugo Bros treats him. But I guess what's nice about what Mahopa's doing here on the wing, even though I don't like it, is, again, it's opening up for Utito. Oh, there he goes again, winning that ball. Guys, can we give Mahopa his flowers? Can we give Mahopa his flowers? He really does make any team he's playing on tick. I know he doesn't have the output of scoring or the way that you'd like your striker to, but he does really make it possible for people to score. Pirates, I hope Pirates doesn't regret these chances. Hugo Bros thinks Mahopa is Ndlela. Oh, Lungisan Ndlela. Here comes Chippa on the counter-attack. 14 minutes in, Pirates scored through Utito Maswanganyi. Patrick Tito Maswanganyi is on the score sheet. Look, what made Chippa dangerous in the game that they played versus Sundowns, and I know that was many, many moons ago, but what made them dangerous is that they were willing to attack those spaces that are left when your left or right back moves up. So in this case, we're watching Hotoko, and Siema's having to do a lot of covering there. We're watching Libito venture forward a little bit. And if they can control their transition play, like their countering play, you can get something from Pirates in the wide areas. But you have to be willing to actually push forward and do it. And that's where maybe I question coaches like Bo Emil, because they're very, if I remember him correctly, he's a very defense structure first coach, instead of being like if an opening happens, go for the opening full out. That's maybe what you need to do versus this Pirates team. Hugo Bros, Pirates should really punish Chippa now, says Lilo. Tabang says, Dubelang, what was Chippa thinking really when they fired Patela? But apparently, allegedly, Patela wasn't fired by Chippa. Him and technical director Nesipo Mali had a falling out. So they told him, no, you can go. It's very similar to the alleged stories of Coach Kwanele Kopo. Coach Kwanele Kopo, by the way, I'm a tax coach right now. They're trying to make a push to get back from the first division. They've signed quite a bunch of PSL level players. But anyway, I digress. Some of the issues that they had there about control. So Coach Kopo, allegedly, his contract ran out. And basically in the renegotiation, he was asking for a lot more control, a lot more autonomy, which I guess Chippa wasn't willing to give. So it was similar situation with Patela. Patela, of course, we know he comes from the tree of Rulani, the tree of Coach Pitso, and those coaches tend to want a lot of their own control. So Patela, unfortunately, was then moved away. PH says, pay attention to Mahopa. Now I tell you guys about Mahopa every day. Now I tell you guys about Makhupa every day. Very underrated player. Very, very underrated player. Makhupa should learn to take responsibility. I want to mistake any piece in full responsibility. I got responsibility, man. Let him pass the ball. No, but there was a pass he made there. If he turned and shot, he could have gotten a goal. I think Pirates is being a little bit too cute when they get into the final third, when they get into Chippa's box. They're being very, very cute instead of punishing. You got to punish, man. Bafana says, this chop and changing of coaches is confusing the players. I wish they can be relegated. Hey, Chippa, everybody's been wishing Chippa can be relegated for a while, but also, how is there no big complaints when Luke came back after those racist comments? Kana, tabang. That's what that tumengazo. You see that central space. So it feels sometimes that Mbogazi and Siema, Mbogazi is trying very hard to cover Siema, and they both push into spaces. If you think about Chiefs with Miguel and Dortley at times, they used to push into the same spaces and leave huge gaps behind them. It's actually something that we saw in the Golden Arrows game with Chiefs. If our players could look up, if at any point they could look up, there's so many goals that could be scored here. Philander changed the game versus Sundowns, starting here. Does that work here? Let's see. How's it? Ito. Eitas Kosana. You want them to get relegated, but they never get relegated. There's always someone worse. But they are number 16 right now. One win from their one draw from their 4 games so far. But please, Pirates, do it for the people, says Kosad. Hey, you're not asking them to do it for the people, you're asking them to do it for Pirates. There's the long ball. Guys, please, I want you to watch Pirates build up. Whenever they've tried to build it up from the back, they lose the ball. What they do is long diagonal balls straight to the winger. That is Pirates' MO. That has been Pirates' MO for a very long time. So for those who are saying that you need to play, they're going to put the ball down. Pirates only puts the ball down when they've got a lead, or when the other team either starts attacking them harder. So maybe they've got a lead and the other team is trying to win something or gain a draw. So there's an opening that happens there. Or if the other team maybe is sitting in a lowish block, that's when you'll start seeing them on the ball. But default settings for Pirates is a long diagonal ball to your winger. Long diagonal ball. Even Chain can give you that ball. Go up, Chain. Go up. There we go. Hey, here they come. Oh, okay. Oh, awusintabi. Bahukubetsing, awusintabi, ukubetsing. Hey, awusintabi. Hi, Chippa Mpengesi, one chairman that has promoted many African coaches. Yeah, but then it demotes them immediately. How many days you coach Chippa? 2 days. How many games? 1 game. That's basically what happens at Chippa United. Moto with the handball there. Guys, please tap the screen and feel free to send gifts. Shout out to Lilo and Mukone for the gifts on that side. Here comes Chippa. Okay, Paris on the counter. Apolis has lost the ball quite a bit. How do we feel about Apolis playing a deep 8? Like, he's playing a deep 8. He's going all the way back to get the ball. And he's lost it a bit. to be fair to him, even when Fukeng was playing, it seems like Wadu does want his wingers to collect. There was parts in those first few games when Fukeng was in defensive spaces, helping out the defense, fetching the ball. So I guess that's something that Wadu wants to do. But how do we feel about Apolis playing all the way back there? Especially because Pirates doesn't really have a left wing player here. It's been Mahopa's been going there. Mostly. It's been Mahopa's been going there mostly. You don't want to see Abu CM making tackles out wide. That's odd. Okay, nice work by Libito there. Nice work by Libito there. Throw in for Chippa. Right hand side of Pirates' defense. Our police will not be effective playing deep. He performs much better up front. Yeah, like I've always thought our police looks great when he's playing that that sort of false wing, inverted wing. Where he kind of comes inside, he's looking for the ball inside, but still towards the side and a little bit more in attacking space. Pella, this is Pirates. He doesn't necessarily need to be a star and do everything himself. He can bring other people in. You see, he's lost the ball again. No! Wrong pass! The other side! The other side! There was a run being... Oh my gosh. Those South African players are so irritating on counters. Why throw it to somebody who has to go fight Elibito on the other side? You should have played it. Oh. Hi. Okay. I wonder if Velile's here because he was the one who said that Patela was going to be fired first. Out of everybody, guys, who are your top 5 coaches to get fired this season? Like we've already had Patela gone. Who's following? Yeah, Velile. No, you're here. Ngiyazi. Bengicabangela nje ukuthi ukhona uvelile ngoba washo ukuthi uPatela is going to leave soon. Sponiso says Cardoso. PH says Carosa's at the door. Ah, guys, how's Carosa at the door, guys? Unfair. Kakana. Thank you so much, Papule. 25 minutes in. Outside of some excitement at the beginning of the game, start of this whole thing, Pirates has actually simmered down. They're not playing at the tempo they were playing at. They're not trying really to go and penetrate here. Former Royal AM. Papizo Twaden his partner says very loud. Papizo Twaden is +1. Hey Bara. Khoza Wasamelika says, do you think Sundowns might go for Jose since fans are not happy with Caruso? I wouldn't. Oh yeah, by the way, Rivero lost the game versus Pyramids last night 2-0, and the voices are becoming louder and louder. The problem with Rivero coming back and coaching a Sundowns, if that was even going to be possible, right? What do you do to your legacy when you come back and you're not in Pirates colors? Number one, but then also number two, we struggle with coaches that we know. We know Jose Rivero now, and I don't think he'll be walking into the same situation as at Pirates. At Pirates, He was the TD. He had a very big voice. He was able to do a lot of his own things. At Sundowns, I think there's too many steps in between the two. Hey. Yeah, so there's too many steps in between him. Didn't I? Wait. I did. Wait. I think my issue might have been yeah. Hey, thank you so much, Michelle. We should be good now. Dago. Mangoba, Obit coach and Mohafe, if results go bad, says Tawang. Yeah. I don't know. Who's under pressure right now? I think Siema's under a lot of pressure with Siwelele. Let's look at the log, wait. Since there's not much happening here on the screen. Obit coach is probably not going to be fired. Makesi is 14th, Chippa's last, Stellenbosch is number 13. Hey, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses. I would let's see Cook. Kasiwele number 11. Why do you think the quality has dropped so much this season? I could argue that there's some teams that have raised their hands. Obviously, Chiefs, I have to mention Chiefs, they've raised their hands. But you're seeing performances from like Botias Galaxy, from like Boteben City. You're seeing some good performances. So I don't know if it's a drop or if maybe Pirates and Sundowns just both started badly. But the big question is going to be, how are people going to finish? How are they going to finish this season? That's the big thing. Starting bad doesn't matter, guys. Sundowns started bad last season and won the league with 3 losses and a draw. Unpopular comment, Caruso's style of play is what Pirates need to go to the next level. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, here's what I think. But will Hunt finish the season? We don't know. Here's my thing. Pirates and Sundowns both got killed by mistakes. In the Champions League, for example, they both get killed by mistakes. Pirates might be a little bit more of the fundamentals to say, when a player is running at you and crossing the ball, how do you position yourselves? So, yeah, Pirates is more of a technical one that way. Yeah, Sundowns is more of an emotional one. So, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. But both of the teams start shaking at some point and they end up making mistakes. If all the smaller teams keep fighting like this season, or like this, the season will be very interesting. But how long? How long can they keep doing it? So Chippa got a result against Sundowns and then relaxed. No, they fired everyone. Winning by fire. Let's see. Wait. Yeah, Durban City is at least number 6. They've got 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. So Hunt and the Hunt and Middendorp connection is working. Of course, Middendorp are complaining. Paris didn't know how to protect the lead. Sundowns Bona last 15 minutes. No, I think the one thing that Paris did last season very well, Bongs, I was saying it, they used to know how to suffer. So Upodlela and Mbogazi, they knew how to suffer. They knew how to take shots. Everything, a team is coming at you. They're putting you under pressure. You're under pressure. You're under pressure. You're under pressure. Chain, BC, Mbogazi. I think they were great at suffering. The problem with suffering is that you'll meet a team that is insufferable. You'll meet a team that's going to go, no, we're going to score. Like Pyramids was like, no, guys, we can go for 90 minutes here. We're going to score. And we're going to win this game. How many points to stay up in SA? I think 30. Was it 30? 33? Who survives the whole season if the... Yes, 30. That's 30 points. Yeah, he does. I guess he does survive. Do you think we need someone to give Hoto competition? Who can do what Hoto does? I guess that's the question. Even if you had brought in like a Pasadine, yes, Fanel. Monthly says Apolis is not having a good game so far because he's gone all the way to the back. That's the problem. He's gone all the way to the back to try and pick up the ball from the center backs instead of just playing his normal role. Is he injured? Yeah, he's injured. Uspi Sportler is injured. The one true captain. Oh, wow. Pirates. Oh. Mara, isn't it crazy how Pirates has come up with these players? Ever since Apolis went to Pirates, his standard has dropped. How many players Pirates are producing, especially of leadership quality? I didn't think Usbisi would have been as good as he was last year. And Mbogazi, the fact that he's had less than a year at Pirates, I think it is playing, but he's already captain. That says a lot about that team. Oh, I wanted to say, ever since Apolis went to Pirates, is it the standard dropping or is it that he's no longer the star? He's not the star. It's easy to run a team when you're the star. Like, it's easy to be the face when you're the star. But can you be the star, or can you tone yourself down to play in a team chemistry type of situation? I still feel like Apolis is playing individual ball. One-man ball go Pirates. Here comes a corner from Orlando Pirates. Let's see what they can do. Unfortunately for Evidence Makgopa, only goals will matter on Wikipedia. Just another Kabuza. At least he gets assists. Mapule says she misses the Chippa from the Sundowns game. Straight into Nobali's hands. Kante! Do we really not work on set plays? Oh, almost. Nice idea. No, that was a nice idea. Chippa countering fast, trying to play a ball in that curves back to try and catch Chain out there. Well done. I like that. That was what you need. Pirates corner kicks are so poor. This Apolis thing, luckily... Hey, just give me a second. Hey, sorry about that. I always say Pirates needed a player like Grobler up front. My issue is that if Grobler plays, if a striker like Grobler plays, you don't get your wingers to score. So I think you'd have to pick one. It's either you play with wingers that are just there to cross a ball, or you play wingers that just there to cross the ball to Grobler, or you play with Magopa, who creates space for the wingers to cut inside and score. Like, if Apolis was smart, just play around Magopa. That's where some of the chances came from, the first opening that Pirates had here in this game. So that's why Pirates is an interesting place to go play, because your wingers usually outshine your strikers in general, right? So Lodge was outshining Abo Lennox, I guess. Did he play with Lennox? He was outshining Abo Kanda. Abo Saleng. Saleng was scoring 14, 15 goals in a season from wing because of this. Like, that's what makes them strong. Fukeng scored the goals that he scored. Nkota scored the goals that he scored last season, for example, owing to the fact that they played with somebody who's willing to give them the ball. Now, if you have somebody who just wants to score, you'll end up with a Lepasa type situation where Lepasa, if you don't have a balance, I guess the best thing that Ulipasa had for him was that if the ball dropped into the box, he would just shoot it and score. That's what he had going for him. Nobali. That's what he had going for him. That's what made him great at Pirates, or fit into that scheme. That Saleng was scoring by himself on the right-hand side, basically running in behind. Utito Mfukeng used to connect on the left-hand side, and then Lepasa, whatever drops into the box, he hits it. Mabasa was also doing that at some point. But it's a fine balance, that thing. It's a fine balance. Missed chances are concerned. Do you know what we need to be asking? I guess my question would be, is there a Pirates team, and maybe guys you can let me know in the comments, is there a Pirates setup that could have the best of both worlds, where you don't have one player scoring 15 goals, maybe you have two scoring 30, three scoring 40, maybe 15, 15, 10 type of situation, or something like that in a league context? Is there a starting lineup that can give you that? Or is it a give and a take that you need Mabasa to come on in the second half when Chippa's chasing this lead and they throw everybody forward, and now you can bring out Abombule and you can change a little bit of the dynamic of the game, have more runners, then Mabasa can score from the chaos. Do you have to separate the two teams, or is there a Pirates team that you can put out that can do all the things? Is that even possible? You know? Look at how Apolis just gets bullied on the ball, not being the team star is hard. But if wingers are outshining the strikers, why are strikers goes on the wing? Because this Pirates is not a focal point. They're a supplementary player. Pirates 2-0. Pirates 2-0.
Upholiwe. Atatazela upholiwe.
Poliwe Pirates has scored to make it 2-0. Pirates seem to be back on the up and up, and it seems like they're by Chippa.
Ziyakhala anyways loudspeaker and I couldn't do it off. I don't couldn't do it off. Ziyakhala like much. Ziyakhala like much.
41 minutes in, Dion Hoto. Today, Koraman to that are not that are not liked as much as normal. Tito scoring in 10 minutes, in the first 10 minutes, and then of course Hoto following up now in the 40th minute. Chippa is so bad. Chippa is so bad. Nobali used to be such a great goalkeeper. What is that? You know Hoto messed up there. You know Hoto messed up there. Okay, am I back on? Apologies for that, guys. I've been having some technical difficulties here, but it's fine. Tito has scored 3 goals this season. What do you mean? No, I'm saying the unfavored. People were calling for Tito's head, myself included. But like, for example, he hasn't been in this game since his goal. This game must give us 4+ goal advantage, says Fistos. Second season with happy relay. Ziggy loudspeaker. Chippa. Yeah, it is. Luke Amel. Bongs, Luke Amel. I'm still calling Tito and give Sipo Dlamini. I see his notification. Nobody made Hoto look dangerous in front of goal, says Bondley. No, he messed up there. Yes, he messed up. So the only thing to help him OT was a good, powerful shot. True. But a placement, guys. Placement. Because nobody was also out of position. His near post was open. And as a goalkeeper, near post is the one. Rather bakshayangale. Oh, Chippa, now you want to play. Imagine second half with Mbule, Rile, and More. Do you know what's crazy, stupid? I said it that Chippa must be happy that Rile is not on the pitch right now. If Rile was on the pitch right now, shame, it would have been 5. We'll put them 4-0 today as Lalit's notification. And it's in our temple, coach. 45 minutes has passed. We are in stoppage time. 2 minutes have been added on. We're about to finish the first minute at the end of this free kick. Then we'll have 1 minute left of this game. Pirates leading Chippa 2-0. Chippy feel it, guys. There's no one home. Nobody's home. I'm still waiting for Nsundwana to get onto the pitch. He might give them a little bit something, Mara. And J&J, there's nobody here, guys. There's nobody here. OT, do you think Pirates are phasing out Relay? It could be maybe getting ready for life without Relay. Maybe as a coach, you hear the rumors and you're like, you know what? I gotta let him go. Oh, agutatazelwa.
Bathi ngisheka ngesulu.
Oh, khakhaze.
Why you kakazeli, my brother? Relax.
Is Nsundwana more valuable than Patela? No. No, Patela would have had a different thing here. But anyway, guys, feel free to request. I'm going to let some people in and we'll have a discussion about what it is we're seeing here. Guys, apologies for my camera going off there. Hopefully it's not something that is going to ruin the rest of the live. I still want to see more out of that dancing boy and Selepe says khoza. Okay, let me do this. Patrick, welcome. How are you?
Happy. I'm happy today.
Oh, happy people, eh?
I'm happy. I'm happy because the right back position seems like it's sorted out, and we are getting a little bit of joy on that side. So I'm very happy with that. We just need that Ndaba boy again back on the left. But Hoto seems like he's doing better today, but I'm not a big fan of Hoto. So I feel like Ndaba, we need to develop him a bit more. He had a good game. He had a good game when he came in as a sub the previous game. So I wanted to see a little bit more of him. But hopefully coach will put him on the second half. But I'm happy with the result. Hey, Chippa is just playing horrible. They're playing garbage. I don't want to lie. They are making us look good at times. They are making us look really, really good. Their back passes, this back passing thing is not working because Pirates are playing a high press. So they need to just hoof the ball. Figueroa is isolated at the front, alone. There's no somebody who's supporting him. If they can get somebody to support him, it might cause a little bit of problem there at the back. So the defense of Pirates is not tested today. So I can't say they are playing well, because they are not really being tested today. But overall and above, I'm happy. I'm happy with the first half.
Do you worry about the missed chances? Because early on, Pirates could have buried this game.
Not really. I just think it's a confidence issue, which the more they score, the more it will come back. I just feel like it's a confidence issue. They haven't been scoring a lot of goals recently, so they are bound to miss a little bit more before they can get back to their groove. I think the 2 goals that they scored now will be a confident booster. They might even score a little bit more, maybe 2 more after halftime. As if Chippa continues to play like this, we might score 2 more goals in the second half, provided that the coach does not change anything, because Wadu is a friend of Cardoso. He might do something stupid in the second half.
Let me bring in a box. About a Patrick box. Champ, welcome.
OT. I'm worried about Chippa United at the moment, because Chippa United only try playing when they play Kaizer Chiefs. They play good when they play Kaizer Chiefs. They try when they play against Sundowns. But other teams like Pirates, they don't give it their effort to a point where now they are 2-0 down right now.
Do you think that the coaching changes are catching up to them? I mean, apparently this is their 4th coach in 5 games.
Yeah, it's catching up to them, because Hahona stability go Chippa United. It's always changing the coach. If one result is at it, then next game change. They should try and have a steady ship, so that they shouldn't be changing coaches like this, like they are changing underpants all the time. They are changing coaches all the time. And it's now starting to feel like Chipampangesi had to run a soccer club, how to run a normal soccer club.
Bongs, I like that you're speaking about Chippa. Is there any positives you're seeing from Chippa's performance?
Yeah, I have positives from them, because they can get into their box and try a few attacks on Pirates. But Pirates know how to deal with them.
Yeah. Okay, Bongs. I'm going to come back. Let me go to Malume Kuto.
OT.
Oh, happy people, man.
As always.
Orinka Festa for morning.
I saw a couple of minutes of it. I just like the first 10 minutes, 10 to 15, because it reflected something we spoke about a while ago when he was hot. Revered Utito. I said, there's something we're not capitalizing on when it comes to Utito. People want to talk about his his showboating is his weak point, but the strength that he has, those late entries into the box, I think it's something we spoke about. I remember when he woke us up against Supersport, ka showboating. People focused on the showboating, but there was a pass that could have been made to him. I think Oshapile Breach Aliko boxing. I was like, this guy, big alley move. But suddenly say boxing. So that part, and I think Hugo Bros took advantage of that when he played Tito as more of a second striking 10 rather than a playmaking 10. And he got us 2 goals in the national team doing that. So I think I'm happy that finally he's using his strength, his main strength. I like the showboating, unlike other people, but this is his main strength in terms of being a goal scoring threat. You understand? And I appreciate the fact that we're starting to see more of that. I'm just disappointed in Chippa United, Mr. Woods. I think sometimes we must hold these teams to account for their bad behavior and degeneration of our football. We saw a team starting to improve, looking like a solid top 8 team, first game. And for some egotistical reasons, they decided to part ways with the coach. You understand? We can't tolerate that as a nation, Mr. Uti. We have to hold them to account. And they bring in, under the radar, they bring in Uluk Amayel. Why? We know the story. We know he's not welcome. And the media, I'm disappointed that I say media. Why didn't they not report that Chippa or Imonga that Chippa have brought back Luke Emayel?
Numbers, I saw today when he did this press conference. Nalapa, even on Supersport, they said for the first time, it's Luke Emel, and I was like, oh, Luke Emel.
How? Unini bamkuzu Chippa ngalo muntu lo. And he continues, and this time I'm disappointed in our media, Mr. Uti. I get that he was cleared, but we can have a stand as a nation with wena man besnyatsa. And you bring him forward for this type of football. So, no. They should account. Thank you, Mr. Uti.
I want to go to Mylola. Mylola, welcome to the show. How are you?
So Rex Joe, hey, I wanna look on Ravalaya dress parents or I get happy.
Mara sound happy, Mar.
I am still not convinced by defense arena, and I am worried. You know, this Chippa United is going to give us this false confidence, or it will be unnecessary because I'm still waiting for us, or we are going to be tested against Team personally with Galaxy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to go far, but TS Galaxy, the team is already they're performing so good with Amazon. I'm still waiting for or perform a team because I get you saw it when we played Sikukune. We were trash, you know, and we struggled against Stellenbosch. I'm still not that convinced at defense arena. I really don't want to lie. This team in a lot of team in a moment. You see, this one big game moment, we are performing so well, we are praising our players. Then 3 games down the line, we are back to square one. Like we are so inconsistent as Orlando Pirates. Someone will swear or we are not built to win the league. That's what breaks my heart most. You know.
But then,
yeah.
No, I wanted to ask you, Marilla, what do you think the problem is? Do you think that you're over-reliant on Bogazi, King Habana Sapoti? What's wrong with the defense?
Okay, on the defense part, I think we're over-reliant on Bogazi. The same way we were over-reliant on Dime Sesana last season. Then they got injured. When we remember, we won 7 games in a row at the beginning of the season last season. Then our 2 best center backs, they got injured. Gogi and Sivis had to step in, and then we were like back to square one. We were now conceding, we were struggling. Then maybe we will go like 5 games, we win only 2 games, of which it's very embarrassing. So now I'll say, no, you see these people that are busy jumping, saying sometimes it's struggling, let's capitalize on those guys. If they win 1 game, they are back. Those guys are consistent. As we win 1 game, I'm still not convinced. even if we win one game, those guys are consistent. Those guys. That's why now I'm scared of them. It's because they are consistent. Now I know myself. I'm very inconsistent. I just hope we're gonna be consistent and we're not gonna change coaches many times. I'm sick and tired of these things.
Sokopa Hobota is the last question before I go to Monday. I want to ask you, Sesane, Bogisi, Kimang, Sesane Bogisi, Nda, Kimang, Siema, when everybody's fit, who are your starting centre backs then? When everyone's fit?
It's Nda and Sesane.
Bencha Mbogazi.
Yeah, I'm pitching because those guys are very good. Now I don't want to lie. I saw them last season. And when they are very fit, extremely fit, those are two quality players. I can't lie.
Okay. I'm gonna come back. Not Pogisi, man. Sorry, Podlela. Let me go to Mondli. Mondli, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, my brother. Tell me about this first half. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, my brother, Paris, I think we were supposed to score more goals because this is a Chippa United that looks very, very weak.
Yeah.
We had opportunities and we really have to bury these goals. That's where the confidence is going to come from. So I'm a Paris fan, and you know what? I always go if I have to. But we have to push hard, my brother. There is still more work that needs to be done. Yes, the guys did score 2 goals, but let's bury these chances. Let's score. Let's help even the strikers to score goals. Because you're not gonna get cheaper every time. This is a match where we have to score goals. We have to boost the confidence of the strikers, and yeah. And then
do you think is it about the strikers or is it about Sibelebele and Apolis? Because Pirates usually has the wingers who are outscoring people. Is it to focus on those guys to get them on?
Yeah, that's true. You see, the thing is, we normally do not supply these strikers. That's why you find Mahopa on the touchline. So it becomes so difficult for a striker to score goals because you don't get those opportunities. So that's why I'm saying this is a match where even those wingers they need to supply the Mahopas. The Mahopas must stay there around the goal so that they can get something. A goal for a striker will really boost his confidence. So if you fail to do that today, I don't see us doing it because this is a very, very I'm sorry to say so, a weak Chippa United. So yeah, let's see. The other issue just before Levitso, I'm very, very happy to see him. He's back and he looks so good. If he continues like the way he was playing first half, I think he's gonna be the man of the match, and which then will mean that we've got at least more depth on that role.
Okay. Patrick, changes and score prediction.
I would give Mofokeng a run while we are winning just to get him back on board and just take Apolis out because Apolis seems to be overcooking. I don't know whether he's feeling the pressure that he needs to perform, but he seems to be overdoing everything. I would take him out and just swap him around with Mofokeng just to get Mofokeng back into the game as well while we are winning where it's a less pressure situation. Other than that, maybe Ndule out. Ndule is just overconfident as well and he's losing balls unnecessarily. Just put Masachef in there just to stabilize and drop the tempo a little bit of the game, and that'll be all. And then 2 more goals will come.
I want to ask you very quickly before I let you go. Do you think Apolis needs to trust the other players? Do you think that he's still playing maybe a solo game, go Pirates, and maybe he needs to bring the others in or take some of the responsibility and trust others with it? Maybe that's the case? I don't know. Okay, Patrick is gone. Let me go to Bongs.
Sorry, Mr. I didn't get you.
No. I was asking, is Apolis still playing a solo game? Udlaleli one on the pitch. Does he need to trust players more, or is it something else in your eyes?
I think the pressure of playing for a big team, he feels like he needs to prove a point, and then he's still playing that solo game. He needs to understand that he has stars around him now. He's not only the only star that is playing for Pirates now. He needs to be in a team setup where in Polokwane maybe he was the one they looked up to whenever the team was in trouble. Here he just needs to play with the others, and then he'll get the benefit. He'll see that once he connects with the others, he'll get more joy playing in there, because now Kamis is just relaxed. Kamis has a nightmare when Mofokeng is playing. So he's just happy that Mofokeng is not playing. He's dealing with Police in there. But I think Police still feels like he needs to prove a point. Thank you, Mr. Oti.
Actually, you mentioned Kamis. Wasn't he the one man the fucking trapped in 10 or something on him? Let me go to Bongs. Bongs, changes, prediction?
Oti, before I get into that changes and prediction, I'll have to go back to Orlando Pirates. Like you were asking Patrick right now about the Police situation. I still feel like it's not Police's fault that he's playing like this. It's the fault of Orlando Pirates itself. Because Pirates, when it goes to the market, it seems like Bagato reka individual stars than buying a group of players from one team buying the star. Because now everyone wants to come to Pirates and think of Pirates as a place where they can all become individual stars instead of playing a team game. Yeah, Oti.
So Bongs, oh yeah, go on.
Yeah. I was saying they need to start playing as a team and forget about the fact that from the teams they came from, there were individual stars, especially Police himself. He needs to trust his other players and start playing as a team.
Is this why Paris maybe has it easier bringing in players from their own ranks and maybe struggling sometimes with people from outside?
Yeah, I think it's a problem there.
Score prediction, Bongs?
4-0 Orlando Pirates.
Malome Kuzo, I wanted to ask you something on something you spoke about with Utito. Does it help that Apolis is dropping back and maybe opening a little bit of space there up top with Mahopa, so Tito has a little bit more breathing room, unlike when maybe a relay is on the pitch?
Gaza ngilithandi le point lakho uthi and uma ngethi uthi ngikubulisa upeni.
Yeah.
Angilithandi this fixation yakho ukuthi Tito, Mahopa and Rele can't play together. It doesn't. People have down periods, and you have to understand ukuthi sometimes unlike ref, sometimes more phezulu kakhulu, you are bound to drop at some point. You understand? And unfortunately, with Tito, rise really somehow coincided with it dip, not necessarily drop, but it dip. Yaga Tito. So they can play together. Can I just comment on the Apolis thing?
Yeah.
I like a player with balls. Big kahunas. I like that. If a player wants to take shots, let him take shots. I appreciate it. If a player wants to skin it, defend the 1v1, let him do that. We can never find fault in that. Yes, we can say share the ball a bit more, but we can also say to his teammates, Shapang run a bit more. You understand? Pull defenders away from his space. You understand? Individual brilliance is not necessarily only individual brilliance on its own. It's also supported by Namaran Lawa Eswabonai. You understand? So since I'm playing Police, 5-0 Orlando Pirates. I would like to see Nemtangela come in. I want to see Mbule come in. But I can see there's an issue with TLP. Oh, and I get crying. So I'd like to see Cody come in. Yeah. No, thank you, Mr. Uti.
Thank you, Malome Kuzo. Mailola, changes, prediction?
Prediction, I will say we are going to score one more goal. We're going to end it 3-0. Hey, changes, although this is very unpredictable. I can go with Jamaica. But serious, Ototi and Kados are friends. I'm 100% sure. But I have a feeling Bule is gonna come on and Mahopa is gonna come. I mean, Chofa Zumabasa is gonna come on too. I'm not sure, but you see, these two I'm mentioning, I'm 100% sure about these two. Mbule and Chofa Zumabasa are gonna come on.
Penene. Sorry about that. Penene Monthly. Before Penene. Changes in your prediction.
No. Yazin, thank you so much for the opportunity, my leader. We'll talk next time.
Okay. It's fine. But it's okay.
No, this is my team. And they will score, I know.
When it's 2-0.
I don't want to scream. Because I'm definitely going to scream.
No, Monty, thank you.
Short my brother. Thank you so much.
Guys, the ref is saying penene. For the people who are saying that Sundowns stole a penalty, how do you feel about this one? Guys, remember 25k, penny. Screen 25k, and I'll let everybody in. I'll let everybody in to have a conversation. Guys, was it a penene or not a penene? I just want to know from the people in the comments, was it a penene or not? Please, guys, let me know there in the comments. Guys, Mama, it's even peasing a Sundowns is all. Which was this one? Here comes Tito stepping up to take it. He should score here. No? Oh, save! Nobody saves it. Nobody said, hey, wait. You shouldn't have gotten that thing in the first place. Ngizwa abo benefits. Yeah? Are we talking benefits? Because there's a very famous saying.
I have no shame.
That's not a penalty. Travis Scott missed. Travis Scott missed. He's fiending for something else. Okay, 2-0 Pirates. They just had a penalty. Questionable, I'd say. I don't know. Trepa Polo. So the comment I wanted to make was that I think what's helping Travis Scott in this game is the fact that Apolis is dropping so far back. And what's going on is that now they have space. The reason why I say that Utito struggles to play with Fukeng and Mahopa is that usually Mahopa goes into Tito's space as a 10. So Utito, when he's trying to play as an out-and-out 10, a normal attacking 10, everybody's in his space. But in this game, Apolis is usually at the back, trying to build up the ball. He's dropping back a lot more. Mahopa is choosing, because Apolis ngale, he's choosing to go to the side, and it's allowing Tito to play up the middle a little bit quieter, and it's a different role. So Utito has to be a secondary player, and not necessarily the guy that holds the ball. Back to the conversation Malume Kutso was having about Apolis having balls to want to go fetch the ball and do all of that stuff. I think Tito's time as that player is gone now. And now he has to play around Abombule and Apolis in order for him to be something at Pirates or to continue being important for Pirates. I wonder if you can keep making those runs in and around Mahopa, or taking the spaces that Mahopa, when he drags the defender out, that's where he needs to be in order for him to be successful in these games, which is very different to when there was a time last season where everybody was just crowding into that mid area, and now nobody can breathe, really, and you'd find them all out of the game. So that's going to be very interesting to watch. When it comes to Chippa, I don't know, man. Chippa's defense is all over the place. I don't know what they're trying to do in attack. I don't understand where they're trying to go with the ball in attack. You know that Philander is a fast player. He's used more as a counter-attacking player by Chippa, well, previously by Chippa. But now I don't understand what they're trying to do with him, because he's trying to hold up the ball on the wing and play people in. Figueiredo is just alone. Kind of Figueiredo is also from Richards Bay. He was a good player at Richards Bay. He was always benching. But anyway, we'll see what's going to happen. If we talk about changes, I don't think Pirates needs to change anything. And if anything, wait until the 70th minute when Chippa maybe starts attacking you. Bring Nabom Bule, Nabom Fuking, and take advantage of the space. When it comes to Chippa, I still think Ntundwana should come on and hold one of the wings and put pressure on either Libito and Siema on the one side, or Hoto when Hoto leaves, but it's most probably going to be on the left-hand side. I think Chippa needs to structure how they're going to get the ball out, how they're going to play the ball up, and maybe they can do something. Benny, can I tell you, personally, I'm somebody who's hard on Pirates, not because I don't like Pirates, but because we need someone to act right in the league. And we need somebody to be serious in the league. We need somebody who's going to actually challenge, not challenge because of position, but challenge because of points. You need someone. So I'm a little bit hard on Pirates because I'm like, oh guys, you've got all of the ingredients. You've got everything you need to be an incredible team in the league. Mara, it's like stupid mistakes and focus problems that stop Pirates from being that team. So it's soul destroying, man, to watch a team as good as Pirates not finish the job. You know what I mean? Like, not finish the job. And we give them so much benefit of the doubt. That's where I am with the Pirates. Whoever says that I don't like Pirates, it is what it is. But for me, guys, you're the closest. Please be closer or do something. Anyway, Sebelebele trying to shot there. Hey, nobody's off. Everybody's off at Chippa, eh? Everything is off at Chippa. Nothing's working.
But in big trouble, nothing is coming right. And nothing will ever come right.
It's good because Travis Scott was busy helping Cena keep his title and forgot Kafara. I still say Tito's costing the team, and one day you'll see, says Fistos. Patrick says, I don't know why strikers don't fight to score penalties. Does Tito know that we need goals? Mara says, Uvelile. When did that last holding happen? We need a freeze frame similar to yesterday's down. Yesterday, nobody wanted to listen to. Nobody even wanted to listen to that. We won't get VAR, and SA government won't have money. Guys, I would take Andre de Jong over Tito. Ranks! Shoot, de Jong as the 10. Do you know how many goals Relay would score? What an underrated player. De Jong! But he's one of my favorites, so. But the Chiefs can challenge. Fistos, come on now. Maybe let's ask Stellis to challenge instead of Pirates. Stellis is also having an issue where they are. There's the Mbata shot that was saved. Just a replay of that. Heban. Siema getting yellow card. Unnecessary yellow card. Unnecessary. In fact, I would have fallen there. The moment nobody runs into me, I would have just fallen and gotten an indirect free kick or something. Wing. South African players hate playing a ball. Why do we hate early balls as South Africans? Just early, the guy's open, play it through. Trust that he'll get there. We hate it. Chippa, you see, Chippa's pushing now. So what I would do is allow Mfukeng, there's a central ball, allow Mfukeng to come in and just run that transition, run that counter-attack. Now he plays with a yellow. Yeah, Fistos, for no reason. Apolis with the shot, hits the post. Apolis hits the post. Unlucky boy. Chippa's defense is ball watching. they're flat-footed, they can't track runners. Like, it just yonki into nje, just yonki into. It's just going wrong. Everything there is just ay. Ngapha Nwabali is having such a guys. How can so much go wrong in one team?
There's a lot going on.
Hey, there's a lot going on there by Chippa. OTA beating Liverpool, obvious, 1-0 corner. 1-0, one corner is all we need. Tito out for relay. Ooh, interesting. I'd love to see Mbule in the 10. Now that this game is basically wrapped up, but I'd love to see Mbule in the 10. Look at that. You have 6 defensive players or 6 players in defensive positions, but yet no one is tracking a runner. No one is doing anything. How? Rugby tackles even. Corner. Just a corner. Just one. Knock Liverpool out. Just one corner. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't have to be fancy. Hey, the way Umbogazi. And what's crazy is that Umbogazi, because he's the active defender, you realize that if you pass the ball through behind him, there's tons of space. Siema is also in a yellow right now. Why does the PSL have a first touch problem? Do you know what it is? I remember I was coaching way back in the day when I was coaching. I remember saying to the guys, the problem is that everybody wants to do these fancy touches. They want to put it down, gavata, or do these funny things that don't help them in putting the ball down. Sometimes you just need to trap the ball. Just trap if it must go down on your thigh, it must go down on your thigh. But everybody's trying these fancy shandies. Another thing is that our players, before finishing the action, they think about the next move. So the trapping, umuntu ma trapper is thinking about the shot. He's not even finishing the action of the trap, and then it's a shock. You always see them, hey, now he has to run. You get me? So these are things that should be dealt with development. But okay, we know the problem. Always plenty of space behind tail, be a smart run and pass behind. That's all that's needed, Tabang. That is all that's needed. But it's the same for a lot of our defenses, funny enough. I use the Chiefs example. When Miguel goes, there's a space behind him. I was shouting at Cross, I think it was. Was it Cross when he was playing? I was shouting at Cross that you're watching a man on the inside of you making a run behind the center back and the ball is on the other side. That man's going to get there first. But our players, Shem, yellow card. Yellow card. For nothing. Yellow card for nothing. But they don't look up. So our players never look up. Our players never just look up and see the spaces in behind. Even when they play 1-2s, Ox is the biggest, for me, as a Chiefs fan, Ox is the biggest culprit of this. The ball comes from that side. His first urge is to play it back to the same side, even if there's a whole bunch of people there. That's all we see here. Anyway, Sibelebele off, Muremi has come onto the pitch. Chippa thinks this is the Curry Cup. Do you think we overhyped the PSL? No. I think we overhype aspects of the PSL. We had a conversation on 3-Man Press. So those who don't know, I've got a podcast with Lindo Pep and Football Telefang. We had a conversation about these things where culturally, I think us as black people, we hype things that are great. Technically, it's great to be able to be skillful and all of that stuff, but we don't hype the finished product. So umuntu wakaltrappa kahle, we don't hype that. Mama bashuta kahle, we don't hype that. When they hit laces, we don't hype that. When they make a third man run, we don't hype that. When they make a decoy run, we don't hype that. Mara if angatrappi pola chiki guy one, a shaitan. Hey, sizorasa sirase. So I think in terms of development, a lot of the players don't develop some of the things because it's not deemed as important in our game, for example. So that's why I think we hype certain things that we don't need to be hyping as much. Like intwana, we don't speak about a fundamentally good player. Imnandi. They were chiga corner. They were bamba corner. They were yenza umabnandi shugela. So culturally, look at Bogas. Like, I just wish there would be a striker or somebody, the number 10 Chippa, who would go, when Figueiredo goes, I am going to follow. I'm going to make a run just next to him. Yo. Like on the pitch, problem solving. But Pirate strikers can't give us 10 plus goals. No way. No way. It's Stachi. We like fancy stuff. Yeah, lovely. Welcome back, Stachi. Flavio Silva. Omubone. His hold-up play is very good. I was saying in the review that Chiefs letting him, Cirino, and Thingy run the game. Look, inside pass. Oh! Did you see the run? Was it Kamis? Did you see the run Kamis was making there? But Spasa las pege khona. 15 minutes, no touch to a ball. Come on, guys. Mang, Silva. Utobon. Oh. Oh, Bota has changed. Bota's now wearing the Siwelele gear. Okay. That's how you know Marumo Kalans was wishing that he'd do that for them. I'm sure they were wishing that the people of the Free State would do that for them. Vumbu's nice. That's a Vumbu mnandi. Police. Hey, you almost messed that up. Pirates 3-0. Yo. Yeah?
Quase kwamnandi eSouth Africa quase kwamnandi eSouth Africa lobutinyo mozi.
Bong said I said 4-0 is 3-0. Guys, I feel like Muremi. Is it Muremi? You guys can talk as much as you want. Hey, Mara, coach pound for pound. Coach Amel. What have they done in this game? Lilo says, I said 3-0, I can just feel it. Mr. K says more. Brenna says, this is the Pirates we know. Look at that. Look. And you know what's crazy? Count the defenders. Shoo. Abapolwachi. Great finish, to give credit to Moremi. Great finish there. That was a good finish. There's no defense here. Chippa will be relegated if they play like this. Shapa Paganeas, Shapa says speculator. Chippa is finished, says Lilo. What is this? Heaven. 3.3 goals as speculator. There could be more goals. If Paris decides to pace up, there could be more goals. Don't be jealous. How? Jealous how? Guys, it's not cheaper. OP is getting into a different gear. Guys, what do I always say about Pirates? For those who don't want to give me credit, what do I always say about Pirates? I always say Pirates is the most dangerous team in SA. They just don't have consistency. Pirates can take you from 1-0 to 4 on any given day. Even this, if they were to go, I want in the Saleng years. Oh, Saleng would have scored a hat trick by now. It would have been 6, right? They can go when Pirates is on it, they're on it, right? It's just about finding the consistency. That's all, and that's something I've said. So, guys, genuine question: if Pirates would release Wadu, who do you think would be the replacement and why? You're gonna hate me. Based on the type of football that he wanted to play. I think Manqoba would be perfect for Pirates. The reason why I say this is that the way that he used Reynas and Matthews and Ribeiro is very close to how Pirates use their wingers and the type of danger they create with their wingers. But I know the comments are about to go crazy right now. But that's who I would get. If you want to stay close to a culture that Pirates has, also understanding I'm a player, I'm Nandi, about Tito Laba and all of those guys, I would go with Manqoba. But I'll hear what you guys say. What do you guys think? Who would you get in? I don't think Chippa wants to play. Are they on strike? Maybe they're on strike. Maybe they're downing tools. Ka engel. Only people will complain if Chippa gets relegated as Pirates. Pella, that's 6 free points. Goal difference. Yeah, no, go for 6. I told you about Moremi. I like Moremi. I even like Mbutuma. I think maybe Mbutuma just signed for the wrong team in terms of what he needs from a game. Maybe if he had gone to his Kukune, the news Kukune ga Tinkler, or maybe even Siwelele with Gavin, he would have been a great striker there. Kutuzi, what a player, says Zuva. Are Chippa bad or Pirates good? I think Pirates are good, but Chippa's just, oh my gosh. This is not even a joke anymore. When this is don't say Jose, wow. We don't want Rivera back. We don't want him. The simple means Downs is struggling this season. Wadu won't go anytime soon. That consistency last season, first game, 7 games and won the MTN 8. Yeah, but the league is last season was 28 games. The league is 30 games. You have to be consistent for 30 games. They lost it by 12 points. Let's be honest. Peter out, but he talks too much, says Lily. Why Chippa players falling every chance they get? They don't even have coordination with it. Bodley says Manqoba was a good coach. Keep doubting Makgopa. Time traveler, who doubts? I fight for Makgopa. I'm the one who fights for Makgopa. Ask Velile. Look how Velile la commented. Butuma deserves to start his Fistos. Show me another team that is consistent. Sundowns. That's who you're chasing. Don't compare yourself to Stellies. Don't compare yourself to Skukune. I get it. The job is to beat Sundowns. So if Sundowns can be consistent, that's what Pirates is chasing. That's what I'm saying. That's the type of, you can't tell me about 7 games out of 28. That's the thing. So that's what I'm trying to say here. That hey, Pirates, imnandi or not, they have the ups and the downs. But what do I again? As the guys, hey Pirates fans, so much. I've said about Pirates that Pirates doesn't even get beaten most of the time. Pirates in the league doesn't get beaten because the team is playing better than them or they're outplayed. A lot of the time it's just mental. They just don't show up. They just don't pitch. Like the game they lost before the Sundowns game. Kind of which one was it? The game they lost before the Sundowns game. They weren't beaten. They just didn't pitch. Actually, the first two games this season, they just didn't pitch. Or they were thinking about the Sundowns game on the weekend and all of that. Those are the games you cry for. You're currently maybe looking at the worst Mamelodi Sundowns, or the worst looking Mamelodi Sundowns according to people, but they're still unbeaten in the league right now. And what tends to happen is that Umlilo, Parafin, Abo Chiefs, who's number one now? Abos Kukun, Abos Banbani. They just run out of steam. And if you can just keep continuing getting 3 points as you go along, as Sundowns usually does, that's how they win. Is Pirates the only team in the league? It's the only one that needs to be chasing. Guys, you can't... Sundowns doesn't say, are we the only team in the league? They go out and they win their games. Pirates just needs to go out and win their games. Unfortunately, that's how it works. You can ask the other teams to help you. You can talk about them not showing up for the Sundowns games. You can do whatever. But when your games come, you need to win your games. And me, I'm one of the people that say Pirates are able to do it. It's just a mental thing with Pirates. It's not even a play style or whatever. Wadu is finding his mojo. I think the first two games was just teething problems, says Nomzamo. Okay, GT. Okay. Let me not bring Chiefs into this. Okay. Walker says mental plus injuries. I'm happy because coach got the memo. Wendy, always. Mara, you guys hear my constructive criticism. Need to know I hate Pirates. But I always stand up for Pirates. Even last season, I was saying Pirates' greatest strength last season, if they continued with it, was their ability to suffer for wins. That was incredible watching that. Yeah, now Mfukeng is coming on. Bata really cannot play 90 minutes. Says, very loud. Travis Scott. Travis Scott. Tito makes more stress for Bafana now. They have to play come to. Mahopa does everything but his main job. I still think that's important, guys. Really? 2 goals. Mazishe. Last 15 minutes, 2 goals. This pitch always injures our players. I hope we don't have another Sesane injury. Yeah. It looks like a groin injury. That thing is not nice. Neo says a smoggy Pirates. Really, don't defend, boy. Really, this is a chance to score a lot of goals. Chippa has committed 8 players up. Just stand with Mahupa and wait for that release ball. That's all he needs to do now. Chobeni is on loan. I'm not sure. Sibelebele must score the 4th goal. He's out. Notification. Bamkipil. I can't stream it, guys. I don't have the rights. Those things cost 2 billion rand. I can't even put together 2,000. When are you going to tell me about 2 billion? I'm not fighting those guys. Yo. Abo makate kudi inbalwane Vodacom. Nani infuna kuti ngilwe ne Betway and Supersport and everyone. Alright, guys. Yeah, Choben is he signing Nevelil? OT, how do a player get injured this much yet they train once a week? Soft tissue injuries are tough because those ones you could step wrong and something happens to you. You could be trying to do something, and turn in a certain way. So those ones are tough, man. I didn't see the Tito injury properly there. I was busy reading comments. But usually it's when you change in direction fast. Sometimes that's where you hurt yourself. Kind of barring fast twitch muscles. Yeah, he was signed. No, I was just reading the comments. Yeah, he was signed. I want to see Mbule in the 10, bro. I don't want to see Mbule in the 10. But really, this is what you need to do to win the league. When you're playing against teams like this, if your team ilahlile, you take advantage of it. When you're playing against a team that's maybe a little bit stronger, a little bit more structured, you take your 1-0 and you go home. You know, that's literally all that sets Sundowns apart, to be honest with you. I mean, even yesterday, think about it. The goal came from a penalty. It's not like they played incredibly well. It's not like Sundowns has been playing well up to this point. But the thing is, up to this point, they haven't dropped 80 points in terms of losses. That's what you need to do. You get what I mean? So, Pirates, you know, you have to find a way to turn your losses into draws and your wins into big wins. And you take it from there. That's all. Mahupa never finds himself on the end of an assist because he's always in the wrong places. Andile, why are you fighting? Why are you fighting Mahupa Aldinho? He's got an assist this game. Eltino says it's too little too late for the league. Nah, it's still early. It's still early. Just don't count on games in hand. That's all. I'm a Chief supporter. Look, Mbule passes versus Tito, says Fistos, because he annoys me. He's in a tall, he's tall in the league of short defenders. Well, Andile, do not upset about Mahupa. If you look at the goals that Mahupa does score, the one thing that he loves, and Pirates doesn't really give him, he loves the balls that are between the goalkeeper and the defense when you're countering. So if you can play a ball into that corridor, he usually finishes. For some reason, he gets to those balls before everybody. But it doesn't happen enough in the games. And also, I think for what he's asked to do, he's not in that position a lot. And I don't think there's many strikers in the league that are good at finishing those type of opportunities in right? So that's, if you want Mahupa to score, that's how you make him score. I can think about a lot of the Chiefs, some of the derbies. Well, one derby I can think of where he scored that type of goal. He loves that thing. But our teams in general are allergic to crossing the ball early. Early ball. Mid-height. Into the box. We don't see that. So, Vele, there's no PSL team that knows how to defend crosses or set pieces. GT, I will stand on this until the end of the season. If there was a team that could dedicate itself to learning helicopter, to proper helicopter play, they would win so many games in this league. In this league, you'd win so many games. If you dedicate yourself, one team to say, we can't play this ball at Sundowns at tiki-taka. We can't do the thing that Paris does. If we can just dedicate, Makesi could be a league challenging team. If they had gotten that Wonder Boy Makubo and Tirambatare thing, if they had worked on that proper, like if Makesi had signed Gavin Hunt last season, they would have been gone by now. That was the only team. That team was killing. Remember what they did to Pirates at the 3-2? Remember they did to Sundowns in the final? And that was purely high balls. Even at the top level, Abo, Ronwen, Nabo Chain, they struggle with high balls. They struggle. Sundowns set pieces, more. Pirates open play. They struggle with those things. But we don't have a team that's just dedicated. That says, guys, we are here to cross the ball. You would kill so many. You'd kill so many teams. And that's why he has an assistant, not a goal. We need to pick up the goal scoring tally. How is the highest goal scorer? Around 123. Peter Shalwili, 100 and... okay, altogether 130, but they're counting a lot of things. Anyway, let me not say anything. And that's how those North African countries beat us. For sure. Hunt tried it with Supersport and they only won cups. Well, he won 3 leagues in a row with Supersport. And Dane Clayt, very important player, Dane Clayt. Very, very important player, Dane Clayt was. Old school winger. So that's why Kere, Supersport won 3 in a row. Chiefs was winning at some point under Baxter. Yeah, it was transition, but there was a lot of set piece. There was a lot of set piece focus as well. There was a lot of set piece focus by them too. Far post, Mato, and what's his name? Kana Mato and his partner. Damn it, Tefu Mashamaite. Did you see Mbule versus Tito? Did you see really? Marafistos, let's be fair to them. I also said that Abom Mbule are going to come and finish off this game when Chippa's just chasing ghosts. When Chippa's just chasing ghosts, that's what you do. You bring in, I said at the beginning, you bring in Abom Mbule when the game is at the end and you'll see them start playing because Chippa is just running around now. Chippa's on the bus, guys. Chippa in their heads, they're on the bus. They're on the bus going home. That Chippa. The Chippa right now is literally on the bus right now. You mean the same Clayt who scored an on goal in a derby? Yeah, the same Clayt that won 5 leagues in a row. 5 leagues in a row. 10 Clayt won. 5. 3 of them, I can say that he was a key player. 2 but he's won 5 in a row. And then Chiefs fans must stop coming for the national team coach. Khoza Wasamelika. He must stop mentioning Chiefs. Remember, we had this conversation on the show the one day. Oh, Apolis, you're not alone on the pitch, my guy. Why do you think you've got 10 seconds to shoot? We had this conversation where I was like, I like Hugo Bruce, I just don't like that he talks a lot. And sometimes when he's talking, he puts himself into tough conversations because he'll say something about a team that had no players there and there was no need to mention. And now, a week later, he has to come and apologize. Remember when he had to go have lunch with Ntseki? Anyway, 85th minute, 3-0. It's still early to summarize the whole season. It's still very early, Sipo, you're right. And we've crossed. Let me end this thing, end the stuff with people coming in. Guys, jump in. Let's have a conversation. Bongs.
Yes, OT. No, OT. I heard you talk about Pirates and being inconsistent, the most inconsistent team. I just wanted to ask this. Their first 2 league losses, do you consider that as inconsistent?
Not so much inconsistent. I think the first 2 losses, Wadu was still getting his bearings, Pirates, I think. I wouldn't necessarily say that comes down to inconsistency, but if you want to win the league, you have to win those games too, unfortunately.
All right, OT. No, I get you now.
Get so another point. That's why Kira, what was the joke I used to say, Bongs? It's Marumo Kalans on a random Tuesday when the game always that's the games that beat Pirates. Random games. Wabana, that game is less important because Lishebile Sundowns on the weekend is less important because it's in the middle of a random month. One of those games where there's no excitement, there's no fanfare, there's no stakes. Those are the games that Pirates loses. And then at the end of the season, Kitsonari points to
whereas they could have taken that game and just won it 1-0, but then focus on the game. Yeah, was Sundowns.
Pelauka Sheba, they lost that game. They lost the league last year by 12 points. That's 4 games. That's 4 wins.
12 points. It's better than losing that. It's better than losing 23 points yeah, before season. They're still improving at least. Positive.
Okay, I'm mathematically positive. Mara, double digits. Box. Every year.
That's football for you. That's South African football for you.
And that's just not Pirates. That's everybody. But I'm just saying, or every year, double digits. Then we must say, well done. You are the best, second best, guys.
And then on the Chippa side, I still wonder how Chippa keep on surviving relegation, whereas they are playing this poor and always changing coaches.
Problem is that there's always a team that's worse, usually. Maybe this season it'll change. Who knows?
Orbit College will be the worst team for Chippa United to survive the league.
Usai Hupula Cape Town Spurs. Remember how bad Cape Town Spurs was?
7 Stars, formerly known as Silver 7 Stars, formerly known as Ajax Cape Town.
That one. Remember how bad it was? How bad they were when they fired Sean Bartlett. I think their first win actually came versus Pirates. Actually, it was one of those games.
Yeah, when they won 2-1. That was their first win.
Okay. Box for time. I want to bring in Andile. 3-0, man. Cruising very nicely, man.
Yeah, I mean it's because of the errors from Chippa, for being very honest. In my opinion, Chippa made that second goal from Pirates, there was an error there by Chippa. Kamis fails to trap the ball properly. The pass wasn't on from Umbatsa, but he played the pass. But fortunately for him, Kamis couldn't trap the ball, made a mistake, capitalized, they scored. Even the finish from Hoto, I think keeper could have done better there, but I am being a little bit critical because it was a strong shot. But because someone in the comments here was.
But before we move on, before I just want to ask you on what you were talking about. Do you think that when you get a bad Chippa team like this is when your team should be focusing and finishing them off? Like you know 100%. how in overseas, if Real Madrid, if Man City, if Arsenal, if Liverpool, if they catch you sleeping, it's going to be a very long day. Do you think that Pirates should be doing that too and maybe not taking it easier?
I totally agree. They should be doing that because I the way I look at it as well, a match is also a kind of practice as well. So you practice the way you play, and you play the way you practice, right? Meaning, if there's an opportunity to capitalize on a mistake, you do it regardless whether you're in training or you're in a match, because it needs to be ingrained in you. Because you're going to play against teams where those opportunities come far and few in between. And if you're not aware enough, if you're not concentrated enough, you're going to miss those opportunities when they do arrive. So it needs to be a part of your DNA, basically. It's like the way that Sundowns have become a team that wins even when they don't play well, because winning has become a part of their DNA, right? Because of the attitude now that they have. Even you look at that game against Dortmund, because of Sundowns' attitude, they were able to come back and score 2 goals and make it look more respectable because of attitude. Some teams would be 4-1 down and say, yeah, we're just playing for the time now. So for me, Pirates could have taken this one maybe 5, 6, 7-0. They're still not a well-oiled machine, but obviously they're a much better team than Chippa. So therefore they're winning 3-0, right? But we can acknowledge Chippa haven't showed up quite today. But I don't want to take anything away from Pirates. I think they've done well.
Yeah.
To at least get to three goals, yeah. But they looked at just
okay.
Because Kona umuntu lana in the comments where I was saying I don't know soccer, which I think in this game, I think we all have different opinions, we all have different ways of seeing the game. But let me explain my reasoning and my logic why I'm not happy with Mahopa's contributions. Umahopa, guys, if you notice, Umahopa, I think what he's doing is he is trying to make himself relevant in the Pirates team.
Okay.
Because what he's essentially doing is creating work for himself in areas of the pitch where sometimes, yes, it's useful for the team, because the person on the ball needs an outlet. And Malcopa is good in those scenarios because he can make runs and make himself available all the time for a player that's in trouble, who doesn't have a passing option. So Malcopa looks good in those situations. But there are situations where Malcopa, today I mostly watched him. He will, like, there'll be an opportunity to make a run in behind the defender, but he wants to come and collect from the number 10. He wants to play Tito's role in a way. Like, and you'll see him out wide sometimes. And you're like, what are you doing out wide? Who's going to be in the box at the end of the cross, right? Another thing is that if I'll make a very good example. I don't know if you guys watched Lyle Foster against Thingy in the Premier League. Yeah. You watch Lyle Foster. He receives the ball on the edge of the box out wide, right? Then he receives it and then he plays it to the right back. What Lyle Foster then does, he drops into that pocket in the middle, in between the defenders. Guess what happens? They cross it in between defenders. Lyle Foster just puts a touch in there and it goes in. That's exactly what Makhoba is supposed to do. He doesn't do that. He doesn't make that. He doesn't go in between the defenders, and especially because he's tall. It gives Pirates another option up front when he does that, if he does the right movements. But what he does now, because he's good, Makhoba is actually good on his feet. He doesn't lose the ball. That's what makes people happy about him, because he's become good at keeping the ball for the team. So it keeps the play flowing. But at the same time, there are situations where he needs to be at the end of crosses, at the end of passes to finish off, because that's the whole point of the game, to score goals. But yeah. But I'm not criticizing him. There are things that he does good, but he needs to work on that portion of his game to be a complete striker. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. For time, I'm going to jump in. We'll have the conversations. Let me go to Fistos. Fistos, game over.
Mr. OT, greetings to you and everyone. Vana umuve unakunja makacala. Who is this guy? I'm not fixing what. I'm just fixing the country. Now I'm just fixing the country, which is my own comment. And I hope no one gets personal about it. Due to the Kaizer Chiefs' performance and the attendance at the stadium, guys, you must take note. The attendance at the stadium here improve. Based on the Kaizer Chiefs performance. And there was once a statement to Guti, if Kaizer Chiefs is doing good, the economy is doing good. Abakhulumeli ukuthi sonke senze imali, but kunabomama bethu abathengisayo lana etradini, they are benefit through abantu abazayo stadium. I just want to say well done to that, to all South Africans who goes to the stadium and support nama public transport ayenze imali ngaloko kwenzakalayo. That's number one. Number two, Mr. OT, last season ku-Pirates besijabulele abonda, sijabulela abo CM, sijabulela abo Xoki, sijabulela abo who is this guy, abo Sibisi. Now it's a different ball game. Yabona ibola, Mr. OT, is very cruel. Labantu laba bonke, they were our favorites. And bathola ama injuries, they are out. Nangu Mbogazi, nangu na this CM Osandofika, they are doing very good. Now the question is, are we saying with a new squad we are going to contend in Africa now? Or we are saying we are trying to contend within our own league? Is this squad good enough to take us back to Africa, where we ended up semi-final, so that maybe we can try and have one step better ukuthi sifike ku-final? But nonetheless, I'm happy with coach. I feel ukuthi coach vane ngiyilalele kuma-post comment uwadu, he normally talks of ukuthi they want to do better. I think this guy, he understands ukuthi Pirates is at the level yokuthi win league. It's unfortunate ukuthi amagame ayi-2 nesiwacalile siwaluzile. That's football. We'll win some, we'll lose some. But I'm happy with the coach in ale mentality yokuthi these people, they want to win the league, and that's where the focus is. I hope ukuthi i-MTN 8 sizobe sikhona thina abanye mbombela cause ilanga kithi ukuthi MTN 8 sizoyi-celebrate, sibuye siyigugile, and then sibuye sichubeke. Then bese kulaba abathanda i-TikTok, kunalento le bathanda ukuyiposta abanye abomakhelwane bathi babangwe bakayi. Guys, thina sayodlala i-MTN 8 sizobuya masicede ku-MTN 8 sizobuzana sonke ukuthi babanye bakayi mase sesihlangana. Other than that, Mr. OT, thanks to Ibhakaniya. Then enye into yokugcina, just to save time, sorry Mr. OT, just to save time, indaba yami noTito, I'm not hating on uTito.
I am not, as a Pirate fan, I'm not hating on Utito, but I'm looking at ball conversions arc. Ukuthi how dangerous are his ball towards ama opponent. Utito akasanginikeza lento le ye killer instinct ama pass wakhe. So ama pass wakhe mostly it's either we are repossessor or upasa njele eceleni. And for his position, he must be the player who makes sure ukuthi abomakhopa they stay on the box, they got ama opportunities then bakhona ukora. Other than that, Mr. OT, the Pirates does not have strikers. I think it's something that we must accept, and it's something that we must make peace with through ngama wing plays to abo rile bagijime, abo police bagijime, abo sibilebele bagijime. Maybe that's how we're gonna score goals.
Okay. I want to ask you something, but for time, let me go to Staji. We'll speak about tomorrow. Staji, how's so good, man?
Oh,
how Pirates win a game of one thing? Holy be man, see you.
I'm proud for the boys and for the coach. I'm proud. And the back up to everything. Yeah, cook McGoo. If you cook, every cook on the middle. I don't want to go to Marianne. Back up about Necessary. Yeah, Canadian party. I have more to pay. Now I'm happy for the best. Today, this match was a good match, and I'm proud of the boys.
Yeah.
Stachi,
say Lukile Pirates. Say le right. Do we think that from now on Pirates it will be win until?
Yeah, go win until. Yeah, Pirates it's happy. Yeah, it's happy from now on. Pirates is number one. I think Sundowns side. Pirates is number one. Pirates is number one. So, go tomorrow for the cup. It's a Canada, the CAF, the Nedbank Cup
Jwale mplele ka rile. Na ke batla o tseba ka rile. Rile o ko benching, o kena ka di second half, Pirates ya winner. O na le pleke man. Rile ko teaming.
I think this is a good idea for the second half. I give first half. Rafa first half team too. Second half. Second half ya rona. So go win the game too. So I think this is a good idea for relevant freaking icon the second half. Yeah. We community game to
Okay. No, Stachi, for time. Welcome back. Marere ki kene penny.
Putom tale.
Yeah. Yes, Tachi.
Hola.
Okay, Penny.
Before you go in
Yeah.
Before you go in group now, how can I join the group? Where can I DM?
Okay.
I go DM, I respond.
Sorry. No,
And I go no DM because I'm follow again. I'm follow I go no DM for DM.
Rumel, ya tlhaga. E tlo tlhaga Rumel.
Okay.
Actually, guys, for those who want to join the group, send me a DM so I can tell you. I can't say it here because when I say it here, schema, it's fraud, it's what. So I can't say it. So send me a DM, then kita go bolela hore rejoin a membership. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. It was a little bit hectic. Penny, welcome. How are you?
Great, my leader. How are you?
Me, I'm happy, man. How do you feel about this game?
Ecstatic, man. I think Orlando Pirates are starting to get back to the groove. Even though I'm still worried about the tempo of the game, we can't play the game with one pace. There will be time where you need to put a foot on the ball, detect the pace. You are leading 3-0, but the team is still creating. Make them tired, man. Play the game. Okay, yes, I saw that when Mbole came in, there were those combination passes, but the speed of the ball was still the same. As much as there was combination, but the speed of the game was still the same. So we need to try and a little bit just tone the tempo down when you are leading. Make these people run behind the ball. Take time on the ball. First half when I wanted to come in, rest. First half when I wanted to come in on halftime, you were discussing the issue of Apolis. I just wanted to remind you, Apolis comes from a team that was playing counter-attack football. He had the space. Remember when Jack Grealish moved from Aston Villa to Manchester City, whereby there's no space in Manchester City. They play in short spaces. He had to adapt and adjust into that playing style. So I feel like he is doing correct, to be honest. He's doing correct. He's getting to the groove. He's starting to play in those short passes. He's starting. I feel like maybe we just have to give him time to adapt into the setup. Because when you play for Polokwane City, they play a media block or a low block. When you get the ball, you've got maybe 12 meters to run into. That's where we see Apolis and we know. So now you play with Orlando Pirates. They've got a good counter press whereby they win the ball in the center line, they win the ball. So you don't have that space to run to. Now you need to know how to create combination pass, go to spaces. So that's what I just wanted to remind the members during a halftime. Because yes, we can say Apolis is not doing well, but let us look at the setup, look at the distances that we have between the field and the last defender. So when you are playing for Polokwane, most of the time you wait for a counter attack. You are one-on-one with the center back or sometimes with the CDM. So you've got time to run into that space and create and take them on. But now where you are playing in a congested space, it's going to be difficult. So
but do you think it's adding something to Pirates? Because like I was explaining, it feels as though because he's dropping back, two things are happening. Number one, the pressure on Mbata and Dooley to actually play the ball goes away. And then number two, the extra space up top allows Abotito also to have some space. Do you think that even in what we're speaking about here, it's actually helping Pirates out the way that he's playing? If not just small things like getting the pass away.
You are right, because remember when you are playing the game, you are not playing where the ball is most of the time. You also need to manipulate spaces. You need to have those spaces. Sometimes when you allow defenders to come into the center line, it's a problem. But if you've got somebody who's going to keep them afar, it also gives you the space you are manipulating. And you've got a very, very smart guy in Mahopa who's going to make sure, we want to play that side. Let us go and overload that side. So he takes the defenders and the center back with him. So if you've got people like Apolis who are going to come this side and play as a false nine, that is why today he has so many running into the box, because of Mahopa manipulating the space that you are speaking about. When he drops in, Mahopa will go to that space and with one center back. So when they come with the combination play, Apolis benefits. If you look at it, if he was decisive today, he might have scored a hat-trick. So I think you are also correct about the space there. So
No, Benny, thank you so much. Guys, tomorrow 8 p.m. is when we're going to break the game down. I think it was a good game from Orlando Pirates. I really wish they would have taken more of those chances, especially from the first half. I think one thing that Coach Wadu has to work on is his substitutions, because in as much as the second half was a little bit more entertaining, I think they let Chippa in a little bit more. Chippa had a couple of opportunities where if it was a better team and not Chippa, something might have come from that. When you look at Chippa, this is the fruits of changing everything. Every day, you coach, gym are different, our tactics are different. Today, the players looked like they didn't know what to do. And I don't want to take anything away from Paris because you have to take advantage of these teams when they do this. But Chippa also was just, you didn't know quite exactly what they were trying to do, where they were trying to go. Figueiredo was alone at the top. Philander was playing one man on the right-hand side. The defense would be sitting with 6 players and outmaneuvered by 2. Right, so Chippa, there's a reason why they're bottom of the log. But well done to Orlando Pirates. This is what you need to do. This is what the momentum feels like when you win the game, take the points, move on. And I think Coach Wedu has now figured out the balance of Pirates. So I love the fact that Apolis is on the pitch with Mahopa and Sibelebele because there's a balance there. We're speaking about Apolis dropping back into the midfield, wanting to go pick up balls. That allows Umahupa to go out wide. That allows Utito to make runs in behind, to make runs into space when Umahupa's dragging defenders. I always stand up for Umahupa to say that there's a job that he does that is unsung. And here's the crazy thing about the Pirates. I know the urge is for you to bring in a lot of players that are good at a lot of things. But Pirates is one of those teams that uses specialists very well. They use specialist defenders very well, Abo Siema, Abo Sbisi, and allow Abo Mbogazi to shine. They use specialist midfielders very well, where Makaula, being ultra defensive and not wanting to play the ball, allows Abo Mbata, Nabo Dlamini to do certain things on the pitch. We saw that last season. Umahupa, in as much as everybody wants him to score, Umahupa is the key to the movement up front because he's the guy who's dragging people, who's winning first balls, who's willing to vacate space in order to make sure that other players can come into those spaces and play well. There's a reason why Pirates looks a lot more fluid when Umahupa's on there. Now, ideally, you want 6 goal scorers on the pitch. Right, you want everybody to be a goal scorer, but realistically, some people have to tone down some of what they do in order to allow some of the other guys to play. And Umahupa tones down the goal scoring ability to then open up spaces for other people to score. The famous example is Maradona, where Maradona said that I'm going to play Higuain, I'm going to play Messi, I'm going to play Di Maria, I'm going to play Kun Agüero, I want to play attacking football. It didn't quite work out, even though on paper it looks great, because you need some people who can sacrifice. And that, I think, is Mahupa's greatest gift to Pirates, and one of the things we overlook when we look at Mahupa. But in any case, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow, 8 p.m., we'll be here. My thoughts are going to be out in the next hour and a half. I'll give my review and what I think of what happened in the game. On YouTube, I'll put snippets all over the place. Please support us, content creators, guys. It's not just me. There's things like 3-Man Press, myself, Lindo Pep, Football with Talefang. We've got a podcast that we do together. Please check that out, 3-Man Press on YouTube. I've got another podcast that I do with PD Jokes and Desley on the MacG channel called Onside the Banter League. I've got my own podcast and things that I drop, guys. We are trying to give you the best content that we can over and over and over again. It's your support that builds us, because we're not Supersport, we're not SABC Sports, we're not those people. We are guys that are just trying to make a living from these things. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. We're going to discuss the matches that happened over the weekend. Bye, everyone.